today. And today I am prepping these apples I got from Gaines Market. I got these apples from Gaines Market, and the reason I'm prepping them is that I bought too many. They were 50 cents. Do you hear me? 50 cents. Just 50 cents each. And I went to buy them. Well, I bought 3 bags of them. 3 bags. And there was so many of them. I said, wow, look at them. They filled up a container. Look, this is the apple peel and the core. They have filled up a whole container. And now I have a second container. And what I'm going to do is take this container and sit it aside. And I thought it would be enough, right? I thought it would be enough. I thought it would be enough. I really did. And now I see that it's not. It's so many apples. I can't get them. It's so many of them. Look at that. It's so many apples that I can't get them in the pan that I originally wanted them in. So I have to get a bigger pan. I have my candy pot down there, but let me use another pan I have. Oh, wow. I have to use another pan. They were just 50 cents. That pan is too small. Now I gotta wash the pan. So let me finish peeling these apples and slicing them. Okay. Put a little salt in here. I might need more water than this. Okay. Hi, how you doing? Oh, how you doing? Okay. RANGAPURAMCHARAN. Ready. So, how are you? What I'm doing is I'm prepping apples. What I'm doing is I'm prepping apples. And the reason why I'm prepping apples is because I bought too many. They were like 50 cents at Gaines. You know how they had those sales? Get these apples before they go bad because they're about to go bad. And you know how they put stuff out. So I, in my wisdom, bought 3 bags. 3 big bags of apples. And man, oh man, I have to prep them, friend. Alrighty. I got my bag here that I got my core in and my peels. And this, of course, is going to take time for them to cook. And I got to get another pan. Then I got to wash the pan out. And then put water in it a little bit. And then let them steam for a little while. And put some water and some butter. I didn't know it was going to be like this. I bought so many of them. I made a mistake. Plus, I got a bag of apples in the refrigerator. What are you saying? That your message has to be reviewed. Jesus. Okay. These are the peel and the core. Should have put some salt in the water. Yeah, I'll put a little vinegar in here or something. Okay. Alrighty now. I'm almost finished, thank the Lord. Oh, this one is bad. And then I'm going to freeze them. I'm going to put them in a container. And because I don't have any bags, any freezer bags. I didn't buy any freezer bags. It's shaming myself letting these apples just sit here. I said, I've been saying I'm going to get those apples. I'm going to peel them. I'm going to, I need to put a little vinegar or salt, something in this water. And I'm going to do this and do that. And I had not did anything. Oh, Lord. And I'm just letting them sit here and go bad. And then soon they're going to be really bad, just rotten. And I'm going to have to throw them all away. So, I just didn't know it was so many. Oh, Lord. I feel like I've been peeling for an hour. I have been peeling these apples for a whole hour. Oh, Lord. This is not good. But I just thank the Lord. Oh, man. Oh, real. Jesus is real. Oh, yes. Me the victory. So many people doubt him. I can't live without him. That is why I love him so. He's so real to me. Ooh. I don't like a lot of peelings on my apples. Some people do. No. And then sometimes they make apples shine. Well, my community used to use beeswax, but other communities use car wax. And they're probably making them use car wax. You know, be like Mike. I'll put a little bit of vinegar in here. Where's the apple cider vinegar? Oh, man. Oh. Drink any water today? I think I did. Getting old is like I got to have water every day. I don't know, man. But I put a little vinegar in the water for to kill bacteria. Yeah, I was going to put some salt in there. I put baking soda in there. It works and helps to kill bacteria. So I'm almost finished. But I don't know why your message was deleted. I don't know what you said. I don't know. I'm not even going to look at it. Oh, Lord. I don't even think these can fit in that pot. Okay. I got to get these apples out of the pot because I have to, out of the sink because I have to wash out a pot. Wow. I can't just use 2 pans. Yeah, I can. That would solve a lot of problems. You can't just use 2 pots, right? If I use 2 pans, I won't have to use that huge pan. Good morning. Afternoon. Good afternoon. I have been doing this since morning, and I'm glad I got up to do something, because if you don't do something, you end up doing nothing. Hey, y'all, I enjoyed my stay on the beach. The only thing is that because it's winter, they don't have any continental breakfast. So if it was spring or summer, they will have continental breakfast. But in the wintertime, they don't have it. In the fall and winter, the beach, Virginia Beach, stopped serving continental breakfast. But in the summer and in the spring, they have continental breakfast. So I'll probably go back in the spring. No, I'm going back in the winter. This is fall. So I saw a hotel, a Suites hotel, on the beach, right on the beach. And I got to show it to you. I want to see it myself. And it's not expensive, not at all. Lord, maybe it's because it's winter. I know, be over $100 in the summer, in the spring or summer. But because it's winter, it's not that much money. So I think I'm just going to use 2 pans because I will have to take that pot out and clean it and yeah. Oh, so take the peeling and the core and I'm going to trash them. I just do that so I won't have to be trying to clean up peelings and just take and put it in a bag and put it in the trash. Okay. Well, this one. I need like 2 pans. I gotta get a second pan. Either way, I have to get a second pan. You know, this kitchen I have, it is very small. It's really small. It's like a mini kitchen. But I thank the Lord when I first got here. And, you know, a little bit more to do today. But I'm going to do it when I get finished. Alrighty now. Throw this in the trash. Wow. I think I bit out more than I could chew. So I have to cook these apples, fry some of them. So, I already started this. But, let me get a colander. I invested in this colander and I'm glad I did. Okay. So what I'm not going to do is try to steam these apples. Let me put on the oven, the stove, and put some butter in here. I'm just going to cook them a little bit. And after I cook them, I'm going to start placing them into a container. Alrighty. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Okay. Let me put this just a little bit closer. Alrighty, there you go. I'm going to cook these apples. I'm going to put a little butter margarine in there. Well, that's my, what you call it. And I'm going to try to fry them. Who's that? No. Okay. And I don't have butter, I mean sugar. Yeah, sugar or honey or whatever you want to. Be sure to like whatever you want to add to it, you can. But I'm gonna let this melt down a little bit. I'm gonna put some cinnamon in it and a little allspice. I think I still have cinnamon and allspice. Ooh, these nets around here. They gotta watch the top. I think that's big enough for that pot. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. I'm starting. Okay, let me get my cinnamon and my allspice. Or just cinnamon. I brought some, oh no, I threw away my cinnamon. Oh no, oh no, oh, I'll buy some more, but I'll put some, something in there. I threw away my cinnamon, so I will put some, allspice in it. You know, when I was younger, you know what I thought allspice was? What is that? You know what I thought allspice was? I thought allspice was all these spices put together. What it is my aunt put allspice in her sweet potato pie. She used allspice and cinnamon. So I'm just putting this in the apple pie for a second. And see how many apples I can get in here. I guess I'm gonna have to do it this way. Hey, this fills up that whole pan. I had no idea. Lord have mercy. I'm beginning to see. How much cinnamon? I mean, how much apples I really bought. 3 bags. 3 10-pound bags. Oh my God. Um, okay. Put a little bit more allspice on the top. But when I get ready to cook them, I'll just add, when I get ready to use them for my pies, and I'll just, because I forgot, I threw the cinnamon away. Why would I throw cinnamon away? Because it kept saying that it contains lead. The cinnamon I brought, I don't know. I always buy that spice. Always from that company. Okay. Looks like there. I gotta cook them little bit by little bit. Second pot. Might have to do a second pot. Which means I'm gonna use quite a bit of a sweetener. You can use honey if you like. Honey is good as a sweetener. Look, it's making its own juice. I'm just trying to cook them down a little bit, make them a little colorful, but and not too man, they got a lot to do. A lot more than what I thought. Let me see if I can get a second pan. And then not having cinnamon and not having it soak in cinnamon. That just won't good. Making allspice and nutmeg and no cinnamon. That's all right. I just thank the Lord for what I do get. So I can buy cinnamon tomorrow. Ooh. But I won't be able to add it to this until after it cooks. But I gotta get these apples before they turn brown. So I put some baking soda in the water. And these apples I use baking soda, and the other one I use vinegar. But in the first ones I use baking soda. Okay, I probably let the juice stay in it, but I hope they brown. It's going pretty good. It's doing pretty good, you know. What was I talking about? Farmers, yeah. Stopping them from exporting was unconstitutional, right? It was unconstitutional, and not one president said anything about it. None of them did. None of them said, no, you must allow them to export, and demanding that they let them export. None of them said a word. Near one of them. They didn't say a word. They just let it continue. And now they're saying, well, what this person doing is unconstitutional. I agree. They said nothing about blocking the borders from allowing communities, the community that feed their animals grass and the community that feed their animals corn to export. They banned them out of the store. And I don't mean to gripe, but I'm just talking about it. They banned them out of the store. And Americans can't buy from Americans. You remember the food was rotten in the fields. They banned them out of the store. And what they did, all of what they did was unconstitutional. You know, supposed to block the borders and stop Americans from exporting. And then they bring in all these imports and they ain't gonna do nothing but start a bunch of trouble. That's the way it goes. They start nothing but trouble. So the trouble has started. And they're fussing. I know some of that stuff is unconstitutional. With this person, I don't want these to boil and break down. About doing something unconstitutional. Yet, they all sat together and got against communities. Didn't want them in the UN. Man. Okay, went over there and told the UN they have to stop allowing them to export food and take away their license to sell extinct animals, because that's not the real animal. That is pretense, baby. You standing at the border stopping Americans. That's pretense. Their enemies will go along with you, but that is pretense, baby. An animal is an animal. It's been bred an animal. It's all animal. Weird and creepy. Totally weird and creepy. Sitting up there fussing about how these people feed their animals corn. And the corn ain't this, and you don't understand. You don't understand. The Americans, you ban their food from the stores, whether they give their animals grass or grain. And you ban them from exporting, and you think it's not going to come back and bite you in the butt. Y'all. You think it's not going to come back. Yeah, it's wrong. It's totally wrong. Well, it's cooking down. It's not brown, but if it don't cook enough, it's going to be brown. So I don't have no cinnamon to make it brown. There you go, there. Oh, Jesus. But I plead the blood of Jesus against what you have done. Yeah. Unconstitutional. And nobody cared. All they cared about was stopping Cargill. Go ahead. But, you know, I thank the Lord. God is good all the time. You know, why do I say it's unconstitutional? I am African American. You lock that border and you go out to stop African Americans from export. You are called racist. Same old, same old. Now who you blocking? I'm going to let they sit for a little bit, but I don't want them to get done. But I don't want them to turn brown in the refrigerator either, in the freezer. And, you know, they smell like nutmeg. Because I made a mistake. Don't worry about cinnamon. Because I read this. That cinnamon got lead in it. So I don't know what to say. What you got together to do against another part of America is unconstitutional. But you don't hear that. You don't hear that at all. You ban them from the stores, and now this is what has happened. People from all over the world are dependent on America's middle class. But the American farmer, whose food is rotting in the fields, don't depend on the middle class. I was told this story when I was younger. The government, the country was at war. And the government did not come get anything from people of African American farmers. They only picked up food from Caucasian farmers. And then African Americans, they were given doggy here as lamb, horse meat for beef. And maybe they gave them real beef. They just kept talking about that animal called a dog. They just kept talking like that. And so, I think this is good enough. I'm going to put them in the container bit by bit, but what I have to do is take this juice, and what I'm going to do with this juice when I get through is put some cornstarch and water in it, or flour and water, whichever one. And so, in the end, so the African American soldiers, we were from Freeville. I'm from Newport News. They were free and bound. They came in as soldiers bound, but they were mostly free. And of course, some of the people still had slaves on the farm, but they were saying they want to be slaves, whatever. Got mad with the abolitionists because they made them kick their butt off that farm. They didn't do jack. They decided to do that. They ain't come and tell those people, you got to take these people off the farm. They decided to do that. And some got mad because they were put off the farm. But they worked and got good jobs, but still think it was wrong that they had to leave the farm. Sometimes you got to take your medicine, man. Sometimes you got to take your medicine. Your medicine, you got to take it. And so the soldiers, African American soldiers, got a truck. Somebody hit a truck. Went out there to the farmers and told them they were the government coming to get their food. And so they brought money because they needed food. Most of the people who came from the trails that lived in Newport News, most of them had grocery stores open to everybody. Some of them did, according to the government. Some of them were according to the government. Let me stir them around. I got to put some sweetener in here. Look like I'm going to use all my sweetener. I got some more. Yeah. I just didn't know it was going to be this much. And the farmers' daughters, they used to sell beef, and African American farmer daughters, they would sell beef and chickens and other things, and tastes good. And they would sell beef and chicken because they were allowed to have kiosks. They would sell people whole cows, whole sheep. Let me see if it's the right container. And this is how a lot of them made it because of them. Now, you know, some people, this is not the right top. Some people would eat whatever it is the government gave them. What is the right top to this container? Oh, Lord. Oh, there goes some napkins. Oh, man. What's this one? Ooh, this is shitty. Some people will eat whatever they gave them, and some of them, even though they knew what it was, you know, they would go in the store and buy horse meat. And Europe was up there talking about what we're going to do was we're going to sell horse meat. African Americans heard that do not send us horse meat and gall beef. It's horrible what happened to African Americans. I'm not gonna talk about that too much. But we put some more in here that will defeat the purpose. Oh, they're good and they're sweet. That's good. And I might add flour to this. You can add flour or you can add cornstarch. I'm gonna add flour after I get through cooking all these apples. But yeah, I know a lot of African Americans heard that. Horse meat. And I think it was England was talking about the benefits of horse meat, and they were trying to get horse meat on the market. And I know those African Americans heard that and said, please don't send that stuff here. We don't want horse meat in our store anymore. Never. You know, pig tail, pig feet, pig ears. They had the whole hog. Pig brains, chitlins. They had the whole hog in the store. Of course, this was Smithfield land. They had the whole hog. There's something else. How people are dependent on America's middle class and haven't built their own. The middle class is what makes the country self-sufficient. The middle class, then you have the poor. When you have a majority of poor, you have to pull the poor up. Like Teddy Roosevelt, like I think that was Roosevelt, the welfare to work program. Some of those people who go get up and work are going to come out middle class and self-sufficient. And they're going to go to the upper poor class, to the middle class, and some of them are even going to walk into the rich class. What it is you have to motivate them. Cutting them off, we all got cut off. You have to motivate them. I don't know, they might be doing it for bad reasons, but it's going to come out for your good. Some of you are going to end up middle class. Some might end up the upper poor class. Some might end up middle class. And some might end up rich. Yeah. Made it into wealth. Beyond middle class. But our middle class is sustaining other countries and other farmers from other countries and not sustaining our farmers. All because of this group of people who are also Americans who wanted to stop another group of Americans. And now they got foreign food, which is okay. Imports are fine. Foreign food in our market and our middle class supporting other countries, other farmers in other countries, and not supporting all the farmers of America. They blocked them out of the store, and they also blocked them from exporting. They have to let other countries inspect them in order to ship their food into other countries. So some of them, not all of them, are going to do that. Now let me help you understand. In these countries, in these areas where they have blocked the borders, African Americans are farmers. They have farmers that feed their animals corn They have a chicken coop. They don't have free-range animals, no. Some of them have a front yard, a screened-in porch for the chickens to walk out on it, and they clean their coop every day. That's the way they were taught. They're not going to be you. They're not going to let their chickens go into the field with the animals and pluck their dun out of the cage, out of where corral, wherever the animals are. It's not going to be you. They're not going to put urine on their plants. They're not going to be you. They're not going to burn human waste. They're not going to take human waste and put it on their plants. They're just not going to be you. They're going to farm the way their forefathers taught them, just like you farm the way your forefathers taught you. Well, it's the regulations. No, it's unconstitutional. Now, you got a group of Americans. I hope this is done enough, Jesus. You got a group of Americans that are not, that can't export, which is wrong. And you up there talking about how right you are, and then this man get up here and do all kind of unconstitutional things, and you go, oh, well, I know he wrong. I know he shouldn't do that. Oh, I'm not for being exported. You're going, oh, yeah. And the UN don't feed every community. Every community is not fed by the UN. Some people, yeah, they don't. We as Americans go to certain, we come together and we feed our friends. Sometimes we can't go into those communities. We know it. So we see you feeding them. But you're doing a favor. We gave you $1 and they'll do the dance. Yeah, you're doing stuff we don't need to tolerate. We gave you $1 and they'll do the dance. What you asking people to dance for? Because we gave them money? No. Jesus. And sometimes you like toy soldiers, yeah. Well, that's the government. But sometimes we gave you $1 and they do the dance. Now listen. It's unconstitutional to do that. But I doubt that those farmers want to see you on their farm. They will say what you want. But we want you to be a part of USDA. Real? Yeah, we're going to come and inspect no farm today. Lord, what a mess. And you know what? I'm just saying, the grain farmers never been through this. I don't think they ever been through this. Just the ones that feed their animals cows and the ones over there in the UN that been in the UN. And the ones who believe in farming extinct animals. They believe in bringing animals back. And breeding animals. Yeah, only them. Why do you want to stop them from being a part of the UN? It's usually something they want to take over. Let me taste these apples I just got through cooking. I'll take over of. I think they survived outside. These are more crispier than those. Inside is done. The inside is crispy. I'll put the apples in my pies and stuff. I almost sit up there, Lord, I thank you for this food in Jesus' name. I almost sit up there and didn't go to bed. Flour cornstarch in here. Make some flour, make a roux with flour cornstarch. I might do cornstarch because it's easier. Then throw them out. And might put a little bit more flour in them or cornstarch. And or just use the juice from the fried apples. Don't put nothing in it. But you farm the way you was raised to farm. The government comes to tell you what is making your animals sick. What is making your animals sick? But you don't force your farming on us because we're not the type of people that comes, we don't do that. And because they don't do that, this is easy. Like a bully, yeah. But what they did was unconstitutional. And no president came to our rescue. Not ours, but theirs. No president came to our rescue because I'm in the same community. And I'm the community that eat their food. No president came and said, no, this is unconstitutional. Nobody. I never heard anybody say anything against it. It's unconstitutional to block the borders. Yes, sirree Bob. Farmers, look, being African, you hear about what's unconstitutional. Stopping us from exporting, stopping our food being in the store, won't give the African American farmers any American subsidies. They apply and nothing goes through. This is a tradition of this country. I don't know, I'm getting these messages on the phone while I'm talking. I don't know. This is a tradition of this country. Cargill has a trail that they feed. If it's about them, they have a trail that they feed. And I'm on that trail. Though you want to sell all the farms that's in my community that's on my trail and sell everything, you even wanted to sell other people from other countries, probably near the military base. I don't know what to say. I've been testifying against the railroad. For what? The railroad didn't do nothing. That's your forefathers. That's their teachings. That stuff being passed down. Cargill ain't even on your trail. Their food don't go in your stores. Their food don't go in your stores. And I'm wondering, is that it? You know, is Cargill it? They got to feed us. They don't have to feed you. You have your farmers on your trail that is now trying to feed everybody. And you have people, your friends from other countries, living on American middle class. And instead of you teaching them to build their own middle class and how to stop stuff like sweatshops and stop them from using their workers as slaves to build up their company and your reputation. You go over there and say, who cares? They really new to this. All your friends are new to this. All your friends is new to this stuff called industry and money and all that stuff. Ask me something wrong with all those leaders. Because we all human and something wrong with us. But when you ignore half of America, I mean, our trail is just a fourth of America. You going over there to the corn and the grain farmers. They are a big part of America. They're bigger than those people that feed their animals hay. They are huge. And you really told them they can't import, export, their food can't be in American stores because they do this. You put poop. You let your animals pluck. You let your chickens pluck animal poop. You, oh my God. You pee on your plants. What are you talking about? They feed their animals grass, hay, and corn. Is it all about Cargill? What is it really about? Why would you block the borders for Americans? Y'all look, they sold Cargill, which is connected to the train, outside of the country, right? And the railroad was only for 50 states in America. And here come the railroad. What? Coming from South America. Who? The railroad. For real? The railroad that only service these 50 states. And then they have a train, a cargo train, connected to the USA. So they did it for bad. But God made it for their good. Oh man. The railroad was just in these 50 states, did not go beyond. I mean 49, because they can't get to Hawaii. 49. And now they connected to South America. Load it up. That's what they gonna say. They're gonna say load that trade up so we could get with the so we could get more stuff. You know, they didn't care. But I guess it is about Cargill because you blocked Americans, so and now everybody running around saying, throw them out of the country. Looking back, you didn't bother to make sure all Americans can export. You blocked the borders, and none of the presidents cared. Trump, none of them. After they did what their friends wanted, none of the presidents cared. Nothing for America. Everything for our friends. It's been going on. Not that I think, no, because I don't want to be exported out of this country. This is a country I know. My only language I speak. I don't want those people exporting me or any other Americans. But how can you say you care about America when you did nothing for the other part of America? Just looked one way. You know what? I am really saying to myself, I'm going to explain to you how America have different communities, different trails. If I say different farms, you will understand. Different trails and different communities. It's all not one community. It's people with different beliefs, different tribes, people with different beliefs, different practices. They feed their chickens differently. And we'll finally to a point where we could share without fighting. Share opinions, share this. And then they come, you don't do it that way. This is the truth. You don't do it that way. You don't do it that way. Do it that way. Do it that way. Do it that way. And then the government come, who is friends with these people and only recognize their community. Who in the world will look, I'm African American. It's a little different. It's not, it's okay. Look at here. The more we say it's okay, the worse it gets. I ain't starting no poll. Now go ahead. The more we say okay, the worse it gets. That's how bad it can get. But there be no wars today in this country other than a war. Thank you, Jesus. Because God has brought us further. You say something, they rising up like a jelly bean. Well, I do that. I'm mental too. I'm mental too. If I'm rising up like a jelly bean, something wrong. Like a jelly bean? Or what you call that bean? Jumping bean or something like that. I forgot the name of it. Rise up like little jumping beans. What happened to a worm that got in a bean? Rise up like one of those jumping beans. Hi. Oh, I ain't have it. That's not a new person. Rise up like a jumping bean. Then you got people telling them, get rid of all those people. Because you catered to one tribe. You know, Palestine got a bad tribal takeover. That's Hamas. That's a tribal takeover. Those people on Hamas, that's a tribal takeover. Let go of the Palestinians and then kill them in the street. Wow. But anyway, y'all, this is about America and the unconstitutional things they've been doing. And then they're going to get up there and take somebody's child out the house. Girl, let me tell you something. I saw this show where these two little girls was being raised in a Nazi home. And they was out there singing songs, playing the guitar. In the community they were from, all the people from the community didn't move. They sat up there, listened to them play the song, smile, and the program was complaining about them and complaining about the teachings of the parents. And yeah, and did you see that community not move? Let them stay in the house with their parents. They will grow up and make that decision when they get 18. No, I was taught African American kids slip through the cracks. Okay, in my mama day, if a woman got pregnant, she went to jail. It don't matter how that baby got there. Yeah, I got them all. Thank you, Jesus. She just went to jail. And when she went to jail, her child, it could be a child pregnant. The black woman went to jail. I guess the Caucasian woman went to, I don't know. I just know women of African descent went to the girls' home, underage. And, oh, hi. Let me put on my glasses. Oh, no, that's the same person. But they went to jail. And the African-American children was offered to somebody in the family who didn't have children or put in an orphanage. Not in the area I'm from. It was offered to a family member that was married and childless. The Caucasian women children, as far as I know, was taken and adopted and most likely sold. You won't know, oh yeah, you could come and adopt a child. No, you got to pay money. So I was taught that Caucasian children are for sale. And African American children, they slipped through the cracks. That was back in my mama day. So, my grandma day, nobody left the farm. My mama day. No. It's good. And you went to the girls' home. They went to the women, didn't care what happened to them. They were blamed and sent to the girls' home. And so, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they ready to take any Caucasian child out the house they can. Yes, they are. And remove any African American child. Where? They don't go to grandma and say, do you want this baby? Because your daughter can't take care of it. They don't do that. That's what I was taught. So they tell us I'm just taking the kid from one parent. And you know, those Nazis, they teach some hardcore mean stuff. And no, the community not going to let you do that. Black part of the community not going to let you just come and pull a child out the house from their parents. What is the purpose? Because they ain't teaching them right, because they won't let them do this, won't let them. You ain't going to let no child do everything they want to do. You're not going to do it. And when you see people raised in perfectly good homes, a lot of love, a lot of attention, they don't even teach their children that much hate. They teach their children no hate. And then somebody come and just pull their child, man, they will be doing it for favor. Favor. I favor this one. I don't favor that one. I'm going to take her child. I'm going to leave her child here. That's the niceties. That's the niceties. They feed certain communities. Even the government, the UN, they feed certain communities. All of them feed certain communities. They feed not everybody. And then the communities they don't feed is relying on their friends. Their friends send them food outside of the country. Sometimes, I don't know, I heard some conspiracy theories. And sometimes they keep saying it's all about control. I just know that we as communities do not feed all the same communities overseas. The UN feeds certain communities. Another Christian group feeds certain communities. Another group feeds certain communities. And another group feeds certain communities. And another group feeds certain communities. We could donate to each other to make sure certain communities get fed that we don't go to. They all feed different tribes. And the moment they stood at the border, I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing, but it was unconstitutional. That's what I didn't see. You see them standing at that border telling AME, telling America they can't export? What? It's okay. No, it ain't, baby. You can't steal in the stores. African Americans, we don't want your food. That was African Americans who put on their uniform and got on the truck and rode to, when they start finding out about all these black farmers, rode to them and say, we represent the government and we're here to buy your food. Mind you, they tea. Where all the food? Either they split it up or sold it. Because these people would send them dog and horse meat. And the country sent us babies in a pill. Babies in a pill. And they just, dismissed it. I said, what? Human being in a pill. We think we're getting vitamins and nutrients and it's turning back. I said, yeah. It's a matter of time. I walked in the store looking for something. Some Americans walked up to me. I walked by and they said, only buy American food. Then what they force our farmers to do, put all these chemicals in the food. Big olive and Crisco. Crisco, they made them put hydrogenation in their oil. Mick olive, they made them put calcium chloride, some kind of stuff, asphalt that they put on the ground. Some kind of chemical that was known to kill people. Every time I get ready to buy their pickles, I see that stuff. I said, no, my kidneys and liver already messed up. I tell you. All of a sudden, Mick Olive had all this chemicals in it. I said, what in the world? Dang, I can't do this way. I said, what in the world? But what they did was unconstitutional. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It wasn't according to the U.S. They just did that for their friends. And yeah, we made with Cargill too. If that's what it's about, the railroad. We made with Cargill too. That's what they're saying to me. And we're going to stop all the railroad communities, the original railroad. And we're going to sell it all off to our friends. And we're going to sell some of the most strategic military places that America has to our friends. But we're going to go ahead and close down all those bases and move them out other places. Unconstitutional and crazy. We're going to make sure America can't buy back Smithfield. Well, I can't say they did that. We're going to sell it off because we know them. We know them. They're going to go and gather money and try to buy it back. No. We're going to ban them from buying back their own farms. But we're looking out for all of America. You're looking out for your friends. That man not the first one to do that. Well, he came in the White House and he doing it, you were too. In fact, y'all did it together. You better get it together. That's my favorite song. I love that song. Get me out, Jesus. I really do. And then there they said, lead is in the food. This is in the food. Paint in the makeup. Avon. Avon had nothing but a paint factory. They had factory? Just a makeup factory. That's all they had. Makeup factories, and they started that sewing stuff. I don't know who sold what state sold them. I don't know what state sold the clothes. Our city was a distribution city. Oh, I'm gonna let this cool off. And I'm gonna seal this thing of apples. It came out good. But that's all I'm trying to say. When they block the farmers, it's unconstitutional. African Americans went through it. They ain't buy their food during wartime. They ain't buy nothing from them. And then came back with horse meat and dog for African Americans to eat. You had to have a free land, honey, because if you ain't have no free land, and those African Americans want free, those black people want free, you have to eat what they give you. Free to farm, free to sell their wares. Why you think that don't go for the whole country? In every community, they stopped at the border and said, no, you can't sell nothing overseas. And it's an African American farmer in that community. It's someone that feed their animals corn. It's someone that cleans the pen. It's someone that cleans the chicken coop every day. Got whole bunches of chicken they got to get rid of, sell the eggs up. You don't never turn your back when they're blocking the border for Americans. Because that American can be you. And who would do that? Who would get up and tell them they can't sell their wares? Think. Who would do that? Who would tell them they can't buy their food in the stores? Think. Nobody would do that. But one group of people. And I told you what they are. They like that. And you sitting up there looking what? You gonna do it my way. And the way I do it, I'm learning your way. I'm learning things from you. We're sharing as communities. But I'm not you. As communities, we are sharing. We are sharing. You teaching me your way, I'm showing you my way. The way I was taught. But the way you taught is wrong. Everything I do is right. What the world? Next, they're going to be bullying you. Bullying you and doing everything they want. They come back fish eggs and not caviar. Caviar is a French word for fish eggs. Caviar is not an American word. It's not English. It's French for fish eggs. At least I think it's French. Yeah, it's just another country communicating fish eggs. But we like that word caviar. Right? We like that word caviar. Caviar. What are you eating? Caviar. We like that word. But in English, it's fish eggs. Fish roll. Yeah, we just like that word. Caviar. We heard them say it. And you can't change the meaning of a word of another language. No, it has to be caviar. It's not fish eggs. That is another language from another country. We speak English. We say fish eggs, fish roll, because we speak English. And caviar is just a favorite word from another country. They love saying that word. Just like somebody that loves to say, uno, dos, tres. Uno, dos, tres. What's that? 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. Those are words from other countries that we fall in love with as Americans. This is not an American word at all. Right. I don't want this to be too hot when I poured it here. I want to melt a container. Oh, Lord. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. I just add some cornstarch. Okay, let's let you see this. Put that back there. So I poured this in here. So I'm going to cover it. And now I have plenty of apples for Christmas. I meant for Thanksgiving, yeah. Apple pie, apple cobbler, apple everything. I can't process the sweet things. Yes, I can. I'm just going to take them and put them in foil. Do with this is wrap it up. Okay. I'm going to wrap this up. Saran wrap. And because I want to keep the air out. So I've been thinking about this. I am amazed. Who told me this stuff? Who told me some of this stuff? Who told me about them rising up like that? Them coming to take over when they do that? Who told me that? My mama. I am amazed. I'm amazed at something my grandmama told me too, but I'm not going to talk about it today. But I am amazed. I said, oh, I know what mama talking about. It's over. We're never going to be like that again. No, we're never going to be like it was in the 30s. As far as I know, I hope not. But we are going to fight some. I mean, those people were forceful, crazy, and used every bit of power they had. I said, wow. And they ignored us like crazy. And then here come that other group from us. And what she said they do is they go over there and they support their liberalists too much. They support their liberalists, and then that can unbalance us too. That could start an argument too. What did they support their liberals went overboard with? Some of these people come from the other ground. And, you know, I was told that they do certain things to kids. They say they're gay and all this stuff, and they do certain things. When my mama was young. But if you go over there and you support their liberalists too much, you are not going to get their liberalists. Their liberalists going to shrink out. You're going to get the other people from them. You're going to get the liberalists. It's a small group of people that want all this horror done to children. Not that they don't do horror to children, want all this horror done to children. That is their liberalists. That's not all of the liberals. There's different groups. But these people, they wanted people to take kids out of the house of the parents because they don't do this and they don't do that, and parents won't consent to them having this sex change operation that they said they should have because they ain't even 2 yet. Like that man said when they was walking by, those neo-Nazis, children, they said, let them grow up. They won't even let them grow up. I'm telling you, even hermaphrodites are either male or female. Because everything that lady said was true. Dang! Everything my mama said was true. And I thought I will never see any of that. It is all over. We will never go through that again. Everybody done changed. They have stuff that they pass down through their, and the name Cargill is one of them. The rare farm, they don't even know our businesses or the businesses in our area. Who is Sears? Who is J.C. Penney's? Well, you from another place. Who is Dillard's? How in the world? And we can't stop nobody. What happened? Kmart sold everything Sears made overseas. These people were in communities. The sewing factory was in my community. The sewing factory, Sears. When Sears started going bankrupt, right? Then they had to shut down. And for free labor, free training on the sewing machine. I didn't take it. I was stupid. Because they were shutting down because Sears was going bankrupt. So they gave you free training on the sewing machine. Go over there, get that job. You come back with free training on a, what is a sewing machine? On a industrial sewing machine. And you know, my sister Deborah took it there to get that free training. But she didn't get another job with the sewing factory. She didn't go back for a job. Well, I did work for the sewing factory, but I worked as a washer. I had to wash stains off the clothes. Oh, they had some pretty clothes. Sears had some pretty little girl clothes. Looked like doll baby clothes. And, you know, a lot of that industry is shut down. They run around Thompson, shut down Sears, shut down J.C. Penney's. We don't know who they are. You sit up there listen to those people. We don't know your community, but we have to have patience. You don't know my community, you act like a bully from Jesus. You act like a bully. Come to destroy my community any way you can. What is wrong? What is wrong, America? All Americans can't export. What you did, what you went for, what you believed was unconstitutional. I don't want to be exported. So, you know, I don't want that thing even in the court. Give us the right to export America. No, I don't want to leave America. I don't want to leave America. I really don't. I want to go visit another country, but I don't want to leave my country. For somebody else's country, I don't know what it's about. Don't know how they gonna treat me. I'm having a bad time there, right? I don't know how they gonna treat me. I might as well say somewhere where I know how they gonna treat me. It seems so peaceful in their neighborhood. All of them separatists. All of them talking about each other. All of them talking about how the black person is this, the white person isn't that, the Caucasian said none of y'all this or that. So peaceful, right? I mean, I'll show it to you. I feel sorry for us. You know, I pray for the country, but I feel sorry for us. Now, it done got so bad, they don't have no American farms, some American farmers, not even in the stores, not accepted in the stores. They have to get on the side of the road and sell their food. And honey, they don't take food stamps. No, they don't. No more go-between. They can't export. And I bet you if the food bank dealing with the government, they don't buy their food. Food bank, I remember they used to pay you a penny or something like that. Or something. You used to pay the farmers something for their food. Well, this is bad, America. Every American trail has grocery stores. And every American trail is responsible for feeding their trail. Is it Kagel? Is it that you want to own the UN and who they feed and who they don't feed? Is it that you don't like extinct farmers because they got too much power in the UN? And they're always talking about rights. Or is it that you just wanted to be all powerful? Feed who you say feed, do what you say do. This is America. American rights have been stepped on. And that's something I wanted to say. American rights have been stepped on. The American farmers have been stepped on, but I don't think they want you on their farm right now. Lord Jesus. You know what I was taught about extinct animals? You have to always show that an animal is worth something. The $10 in your pocket. The animal is worth the $10 in your pocket. You have to always do that. Because when they come, they're not going to get it, but they're gone. Can we dissipate these animals? Can we take away these laws? But you've been doing that the whole time when you stepped on America. And then when told the underground, it should be done your way, underground. Do you know why those people went underground? They went underground. Do you know why? Girl, these hideous people. Do you know why? In the city I'm from, at first, before the 30s, or before whenever that they went cross country, they did what the government said. They did separate but equal. And the way they worked, over town, there was a building for African Americans and a building for Caucasians. That was separate but equal. We got our buildings in the same place. They came cross country and they just took lives. And so the African Americans had to retreat into one part of town. So it got so bad. How bad it got? It got so bad that everything closed down at 6 except for the casino. It got so bad that a woman couldn't walk, a black woman couldn't walk down the street past 6, a black couple, because they would lynch the man and take the woman. And it got that bad. And they won't just take it. At first, the African American woman was a target. And then they came with the blonde head, blue-eyed. Then they came with the red head. And not just an African American with blonde and red hair, but the Caucasian woman. They came with the dark hair, the dark-eyed woman. Whatever reason you're walking down the street, you better get out of there by 6. And I don't know how bad it was over there. I don't know. I just know it was bad. Because one of those women, no matter what color skin, hair, or eyes, is a target. And you are. The L mob was coming after you. No matter what color you were, they wanted that woman. That's how bad it was. My mom and daddy got chased from over there. I was gonna have no mom and daddy. I wasn't gonna be. Oh, it's not funny. But the cops stopped them. The cops actually stopped them. That's what I mean. The cops actually stopped them and sent my mom and daddy back across the bridge shopping. till the sun go down. It was horrible. There's no black people, just a target. You hear that? And people who don't like us laugh. People who don't like us just laugh. Oh, you gonna get those black? You gonna get those black to get up there and talk and yeah. But it went from the black woman is a target to every woman is a target. Woman, you caught up past 6 o'clock, we don't care what color your skin is. Your hair color. It's your eye color. It's the shape of your body. You the target. I mean, real me. And then Martin Luther King decided to come to Newport News. And everybody was marching across the bridge saying we want our rights and sitting at Woolworth counter where we could go in this, well, my mama and them could go in the store and shop and not sit at that counter and order food. It's not what you think. We all in a fishbowl. You can't poison the fishbowl and only one fish die. You're going to poison the fishbowl and all of them are going to go. Then you're going to have no fish. But God ain't like that. Jesus Christ isn't like that. He's not going to let you destroy them all. Just like that bomb dropped in Japan and people came out of the rubble. Well, how did this go this far? Lord Jesus. How did it go this far? It did. Well, it's the same way. He's not going to let you poison all the fish. Lord Jesus. What a reveal. Were you cheering when they attacked Israel? Were you cheering when bombs dropped on Palestine head? Were you cheering? And now that Palestine was fighting, are you still cheering? Listen, America. Our rights have been. We are United States citizens. We have the right to export. And you have. And we have the right to export and import. You have a blessed day because I just started talking and kept right on. Be blessed. Bye-bye.